Number 17, probability that someone is a lefty. Assume that 13% of people are left-handed. It's 0.13. If we select 5 people at random, so n is 5, find the probability of each outcome listed below. So A, the first lefty is the 5th person chosen. So that means you're going to pick 4 people who aren't lefties. So that's the probability of lefty complement to the 4th times probability of lefty, or 0.87 to the 4th times 0.13, which is about 0.0745. Now I forgot to go through the preconditions. We'll go through them here. And here's the preconditions. B, at least one lefty among the 5 people. So that would be 1 minus the probability that there's no lefties among the 5 people. So that'd be 1 minus the probability if a person's not a lefty, 0.87 to the 5th. So it's about 50% that you have at least one lefty out of the 5 people. Or you could do geomet CDF, and that'd be 0.13 comma 5. And that geomet CDF will calculate the probability that there's at least one of this of out of 5. If you did geomet PDF, it would calculate the probability of exactly 1 out of 5. And geomet CDF is right here, geomet CDF. So that 1 or 2 or 3. So it's going to calculate cumulative probabilities for you. So we put in 0.13 comma 5. And there's the 50%. Okay. C. The first lefty is the second or the third person. Okay, now if it's the second person, it means the first person is not a lefty, and the second one is. That'd be 0.87 times 0.13. And so you're going to add that to the probability that it's the third person, which would be 0.87 times 0.87 times 0.13, which is 0.2115. I think it's the sum of the two. All right. D. There are exactly 3 lefties in the group. Now we're going to use binom PDF, which calculates the exact probability of 3 out of 5. This would be written as 5 choose 3 times 0.13 to the 3rd, 0.87 squared. But your calculator does it for you. Binom PDF, so let's do that. So second and vars again will go up. Now we're going to go to binom PDF because that'll calculate just one exact event. In this case, 3 out of 5. So binom PDF, it's N, P, X, the number of successes. So we're going to do 5, that's N. Probability that someone's a lefty is 0.13. And we know the probability of, we want to know the probability of exactly 3 out of 5. And it's around 0.0166. Okay. Now, E, 3, 4, or 5. There are at least 3 lefties in the group. At least 3 means greater than or equal to 3. 3, 4, or 5. That means not 0, 1, or 2. Now, binom CDF adds up individual probabilities starting at 0. So there's these 6 possible probabilities. There can be no lefties, 1, 2, 3, or 5, 3, 4, or 5. Now what we're interested in is the sum of 3, 4, or 5. We don't want 0, 1, or 2. So if we do 1 minus binom CDF, 5, 0.13, 2, Binom CDF 5, comma, 0.13, comma, 2 will add up 0, 1, and 2. If we subtract it from 1, what will be left is 3, 4, or 5. So let's do this. So 1 minus okay, now the final one, no more than 3. That means less than or equal to 3. That means 0, 1, 2, or 3. So this is simply binom CDF 5, comma, 0.13, comma, 2. And you can see that's quite high. Okay, so that's 17. That's 17.